All right, we're back, and after we just stuffed our faces with chocolate bars, and... Of course he wouldn't choose a simple case, not him.
Him?
Phoenix Wright, who else? He's talking about this as the first test of the jury system. Tongue hairbrushel, report for us if you would. What is it you noticed?
This court is a critical trial of the jury system. I'm afraid no room for doubt is permissible. You will testify to the court what you noticed.
It was literally right there. All right. No. Came so close. It's funny how quickly shakiness can come up on you.
Oh yeah, dude.
Like and then how fast it went away. Like my stomach, as soon as I got sugar in there, just bam, it went away.
Yeah.
But like,
you're gonna need quality food.
You have a coffee before the show, and then you.
I totally know that feeling too. Like I need to eat every couple hours, otherwise I'll get cheeky hungry like that.
Small, yeah. Anyways.
Secret diabetic? I don't think so.
What Brushel noticed. All right. When I arrived at the studio, Mr. Measham was at his desk. He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. Now that I think about it, what if he was writing a suicide note?
A suicide note?
Yes, he had this look on his face. Man's face inscrutable as quadratic equation, end quote.
Suicide? Poor Mr. Measham. But that means Vera's innocent.
Would somebody commit suicide in the middle of an interview?
Oh.
Very well, you may begin your cross-examination.
What Brushel noticed? Oh my god, fucking face. When I arrived at the studio, he was at his desk.
Hold it!
Was there anyone else at the studio other than Mr. Measham? Well, his daughter Vera, of course, the one who's guilty. Was anyone besides Mr. Measham and Vera present? Not a single one. Not a cat, not a rat, not even a mouse. Just the guilty person, Vera. The only person who didn't belong in that studio there was you, wasn't it, Mr. Brushel? I don't know what you're doing. I know what you're doing. I know your game. Attorney uses classic Ramsden phenomena ploy, end quote. If you intend to suggest that this reporter is a suspect, I'm sure you also intend to present evidence supporting your assertion, correct, hair forehead, little cutie pie? In the meantime, let's move on, shall we? He seemed to be writing a letter, but he quickly sealed the envelope. I'm not seeing anything in this testimony that can be contradicted. So he put the letter away the way when you saw it? Early reporter gets worm, end quote. That's my secret. I'm not really sure I follow. It's the night of the interview. I arrived 15 minutes ahead of schedule.
Oh.
The handle turns, the door opens, and I barge in. Are you sure that's okay to do? I mean, isn't that unlawful entry? Really? Mr. Measham sure seemed to think so. You should have seen him. He crammed his letter into that yellow envelope as fast as he could.
Oh.
Yellow. I know a secret when I spot one, and that was one.
It does seem significant. Well, Mr. Justice?
I wonder. It does have a ring of something important. Yeah, you fucking yellow fucking envelope.
Add to the testimony.
The defense finds this testimony vital, Your Honor.
Very well, add it to the testimony then.
Hey, why not? My account comes free of charge. It was a yellow envelope. I heard it was left at the crime scene. We'll get back to that. I thought nothing of it at the time, of course. You didn't think anything might be wrong at the time? Hey, when I go in for an interview, that's what I'm there to do. Interviewer finds looking more effective than caring, end quote. And I don't care. So what about now? Thinking back on it, did you sense anything strange in Mr. Misham's behavior? Well, yeah, that's why I'm telling you all of this to begin with. Boy, this guy just got off the boat.
Very well. Continue with your testimony.
Now that I think of writing a suicide note. A suicide note? Well, yeah, don't quote me or anything. I'm just saying it's I'm just saying it's a possibility, you know? So you didn't actually check the letter? Of course not. It was sealed. Contents of can unknown until can is opened. End quote. That's a good one. Oh, that's really good. You can always check the label.
Yeah. Do you think Mr. Misham was writing a suicide note?
If he was, that would solve the case in a jiffy.
It kind of makes me wonder about that letter.
When I arrived at the okay, so we're gonna go back to the yellow envelope, and first we'll press it, and then we'll present the red envelope, right? Red or purple? Which one was it? Because we have two envelopes.
The purple one was his, the red one is ours.
Okay.
I believe. You can see that.
And you saw him seal his envelope with the letter? Hey, don't look at me like that! I saw what I saw!
Apollo? You think this might be...
Our big break, yeah!
Oh.
What I need to do is show some decisive evidence now. It's like it's the tutorial. Alright. Presenting.
The red envelope.
Objection! As it just so happens, there was a single letter in the desk drawer that we at the scene. Shit. In a red envelope! What?
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes? I wasn't paying attention. What's going on? Was a yellow envelope found at the scene of the crime? Unfortunately, no. But hair forehead. It's easy to mistake the color of an envelope. I guess, but not when it's this envelope. You see, it was postmarked already 7 years ago.
Well, Mr. Brutchell?
I can explain that. Drew Wright, he wanted to get that letter in an envelope pronto. Get it out of sight of my beady eyes, right? So he grabbed the nearest envelope and crammed away. What about the whole red and yellow envelope contradiction, chump?
Whoa, Apollo.
Well, Mr. Justice, have you anything else to say to the witness's claim?
That night, the victim put the letter he'd been writing in a red envelope. Ooh. Yeah, really, that red envelope is postmarked. What the fuck?
So it's impossible? Or it's possible?
Why is the envelope postmarked?
Well, because the envelope had the letter in it saying that they'd pay him $100,000, right?
The letter to him said put the receipt in the provided envelope and stamp. With stamp.
It wouldn't have been postmarked then. That envelope.
Yeah, exactly, and that's why I'm so confused. We've been this entire time thinking that he sealed that envelope that had an address written onto it that was provided for him because the person who sent it to him knew that it had poison on it and wanted him to use that specific envelope and that specific stamp. Why? How did it get postmarked?
I didn't know that there was a specific envelope. There's just the envelope that the letter came to him in.
So he just resealed that same envelope to send away and put a new stamp on it?
Yeah, I don't get that part.
Yeah, I'm a little bit confused. Anyways, that night the victim put the letter he'd been writing in a red envelope.
So then
It's impossible.
it's impossible.
No, it was sealed and postmarked. I don't know. It's possible. No, it is possible. It's possible a letter could be postmarked and then resealed.
Well, technically, I guess.
It's entirely possible!
But Apollo! We checked the contents of that envelope yesterday, didn't we?
Oh, you're right! The contents doesn't say when it was sealed. God, the answer was clear. If only I'd given it a little thought. Fuck you! Game? Insulting the player? It's still possible. As it just so happens, the defense team investigated the contents of this envelope with the assistance of forensic scientist. Because an envelope cannot be unsealed and resealed. Impossible. Glue is glue.
Well, they talked about how they would steam. Oh, there was something that they said about how somebody had opened it and closed it again. And they did it crappy because Emma said that she was insulted. She would have steamed it open.
Yeah, there's lots of ways to... Yeah, freezing also works. The glue gives way when you freeze. Fuck you, Neon Man. What? Note that this letter hasn't been addressed to Drew Measham. Oh?
Oh, yeah, it said.
Why would he address a letter to himself? Let alone a suicide note to himself! I've been scooped! Oh boy! I got scooped, everybody! He got the scoop on me, got a big drop on me.
Rabble.
Stupid, ugly little shit never has hit puberty attorney, scoops reporter, end quote.
Order! Mr. Brussel, can you explain this to the court?
Oh, my. How could I have forgotten? I suppose this happens to the best of us. Reporter gets old, forgets lots, end quote.
I'm still waiting for an explanation, Mr. Brussel!
Well, that's the thing, see? After he put the letter in that envelope, Mr. Measham sat there searching his desk drawer for something. His desk drawer? Yes, a stamp, a so-called postage stamp, end quote.
A stamp? Whatever for?
Well, to mail his letter. What else? Yeah, really, what else, Judge? What the fuck? And then, why, yes, I think I saw him put the letter in a box. Yes, it was a yellow envelope, and he put it in that box.
Well, apparently this yellow letter has nothing to do with...
Oh, how I wish it did.
Had nothing to do with the case.
Just think if it were a suicide note. What a story.
Jesus.
Star writes suicide note in front of reporter, falls, end quote.
I was saying that it has nothing to do with this case. That said...
Yes, Your Honor?
It makes me wonder about the contents of the red envelope.
What makes you think it has something to do with the case, Judge? If the yellow one doesn't.
Sign the papers, send them to
The enclosed
in the
envelope
enclosed
with the enclosed
envelope.
stamp.
Okay, sorry.
So that's where I was confused. For this entire time, we've been assuming that the red envelope was the enclosed envelope that he had resealed. I was thinking I'd forgotten that it was addressed to him. But I thought that was the whole thing.
I just forgot
But that
there
doesn't
was
make
an
sense
enclosed
because
envelope.
there was shit inside there. So, still, if it's an enclosed envelope, how is that letter still sealed?
I don't know.
It was enclosed with a stamp,
Yeah.
and yet it's been resealed.
But shitty.
Oh, it says that?
Yeah.
It was shittily resealed?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because
yeah,
that's
because
what
the
I was
whole
saying.
Emma saying
Yeah.
that.
100,000 is quite a good deal of money.
So this was from 7 years ago, yeah? So I'm finished. Here, I mean, I am finished here. I was thinking of, going home to start writing.
Oh, God.
I hate to say what I hate to state what should be pretty obvious to anyone, but when you catch the scent of a story, you make that rather unique face. Come on! He wants to go back and get the yellow envelope. Attorney has active imagination, little else, especially penis, end quote.
Ooh, harsh.
Even I noticed something when my eyes aren't what they used to be. You know, I'm starting to understand what this perceiving stuff was all about.
Judge has active imagination, end quote. Fuck.
Please continue with your testimony. Tell us about the scent of a story.
Hey, I'm the one asking the questions here. Usually. By the way, his penis
No.
is huge.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like long.
Yeah.
Like really long. Not particularly girthy either, just long.
Kind of like his.
Like a pool noodle style, yeah.
Oh, dear. How'd you know that, Dumpling?